Day one, we drove up Pinnacle Road. We started a hike at the Pinnacle Overlook, hiked to Gibson Gap. Second day, we hiked the Ridge Trail up to Hensley Camp, spent some time there. Hiked to Chadwell Gap where we camped. The third day, we left Chadwell Gap, hiked the Ridge Trail up to Sand Cave, back down, set up camp at White Rocks. Then we hiked over to number 6, the White Rock Overlook. Next day, today, we hiked the Ewing Trail out to our car at Civic parking lot.
Cumberland Gap National Historic Park lies along the borders of Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia, and encompasses about 20,000 acres of mountain terrain in the Cumberland Mountains.
Heading up to the Civic parking lot where we're dropping off our 2 cars. This is the Civic parking lot. We're meeting our Sutter driver here, and they've got restrooms here. We're gonna leave our cars here and hike to them.
Yeah, nice.
Pavilion up there. This is the Cumberland Gap tunnel, mile long.
Oh yeah, I see the gap right there.
So we're coming out of the tunnel. We just passed under the Cumberland Gap. This is a visitor center at the bottom of the road to the Pinnacles. We're gonna get our permit, which is free.
How long has this visitor center been here?
It's been here since...
So we're getting our permit and we are about ready to go. You might be seeing some of these on the trail. So we're heading up Pinnacle Drive from the visitor center to the Pinnacle Overlook. We are climbing this Middlesboro down there. This is Eric with Premier Taxi. Hey Eric.
Hi there.
He just drove us from White Rock Civic parking lot up to the visitor center Pinnacles, and he runs a taxi service in the Cumberland Gap area. So if you ever need a shuttle for trailheads, he's a great service. So thanks, Eric.
You are very welcome. If I'd have known I was going to be on video, I'd have washed my vehicle today.
Yeah, well, that's pretty good. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, this is where we're starting our hike at the Pinnacles, and there's some bathrooms back here. We are starting our hike along the Ridge Trail to White Rocks from Pinnacle Rocks. This is the Pinnacle Overlook.
There's about 70 miles of trails in the area, some of which are open to horses. Here's a view of the Cumberland Gap, which is a pass in the Cumberland Mountains used by pioneers heading west in the late 1700s, early 1800s.
We are going to head to Gibson Gap for the night, and hopefully we find water there. But that is unknown at the time, whether the spring is running right now.
The gap was discovered by Thomas Walker in 1750, and it was the first gateway for settlers heading west.
It's about 60 degrees out here this morning, and we are just starting our hike. Should be an enjoyable hike along the ridge.
In 1775, Daniel Boone was hired to cut out a road through the gap, which later became known as a wilderness road. And between 1780 and 1810, about 200,000 to 300,000 people crossed the gap heading west. Wild geranium. Here's some star chickweed.
Lots of small ups and downs on the trail, going down. And this also doubles as a horse trail, but it's not very torn up by the horses. Tent caterpillars are already hatching. Lots of rhododendron along the trail. Mayaples are out and flowering.
This is a crested dwarf iris.
Yeah, we're on the Cumberland Gap Trail. Daniel Boone cleared a trail through here with 30 other people. They were hired to clear a road, so everybody's heading through the gateway to the west, to Kentucky. Came to the trailhead, and we are going to go right to the Hensley settlement. 9.5 miles. We've gone 1.5 miles so far. Been very easy hiking. We came to this intersection. We're going to go left on the Ridge Trail, but Wilderness Road Campground and Skylight Cave is down here, and it's not marked, so we're going to go check out Skylight Cave. Somebody started a fire on the way to Skylight Cave. Heading down to Skylight Cave. Some of the guys are going to leave their packs in this rhododendron thicket. And there's a stream down here that's running pretty good. And the ranger just told us there's no water all the way to Hensley. Lots of little burned out areas along this trail. And it's pretty steep going downhill to Skylight Cave. This is very steep going to Skylight Cave. A lot of switchbacks.
and you can leave your pack at the turnoff from the ridge trail. But I'm carrying mine down because I want to get a little extra exercise. Got a nice stone staircase coming down to Skylight Cave. Made it down to Skylight Cave, little cave up there. Got to cross a bridge. And it's interesting because the water is now underground. There's a lot of water coming down just up ahead, down this riverbed, but here it is underground. No water. Here comes the 3 More Mile Club coming up to Skylight Cave.
I like how somebody leaves their plastic bottle up here.
I just saw some eyes back there.
You did?
Something's got my leg. Something's got my leg. Help! Rick, what'd you think of that cave?
Nice.
That was pretty amazing.
Very nice.
And look at this.
Skylight
This is
Cave.
amazing up here.
I'm gonna cop a squat for a moment.
Kurt's going down into the skylight opening up above the cave. There's a nice cool breeze coming out of there.
Yeah.
Here he comes. Get out of there. Get out of Skylight Cave. There's a bear. There's bats. There's bats attacking. A little bit of a climb to get up here to the cave opening, but pretty easy.
Yeah.
Okay, we had a nice visit to Skylight Cave. 12:30. We're heading back up. Yeah, the stream just disappears. Got a nice stone stepping trail here for us. Natural stone staircase. River follows the trail down. There's a nice little set of waterfalls along the trail near the top. We made it back from the Skylight Cave. We're going to continue on to Gibson Gap camp tonight. We've had a long, steady climb up after the Skylight Trail intersection. Rick, you're going to make it up this grade?
Yeah.
I hear you breathing pretty loud back there and groaning and grunting. We've been climbing for 10 minutes or so. It's a long uphill. It's a good little workout.
Yeah.
Down there is where we came from, way down. It's one thing I love about this country in this area is these rocks. Really cool. A lot of climbing on this trail. That's all right. Good for the cardiovascular. I think we've reached the summit of this peak. Nope. Another climb up ahead. Cool lichens. Hey, 1 o'clock. We're finally going downhill for a while. And we are taking a break. Got about an hour probably to Gibson Gap, and the rain is starting. Please, no rain. We don't want rain. Can we set up camp? It's starting to rain, and we were heading downhill. I got my Z-Pax poncho on today. This is the first time I've used it. Let's see how this works out. Interesting rock formations. That's Table Rock. What do you think of that, you guys?
Is that on the map? A good campsite. Wasn't the Vikings or anything?
Could be a dolmen from the Vikings. It's a lady slipper. Hey, we actually got it downhill. Seems like we've been walking uphill on most of this trail so far. We got our first deadfall on the trail. So it's been pretty well maintained up to this point, and Dave might not make it.
I might have to stop right here in between.
Easy bypass. We made it to Gibson Gap. What do you guys think of this place?
Great.
We got some rock outcroppings and fire pit. Looks pretty nice. And how's the tent going?
It's going.
This is our campsite at Gibson Gap, and I got a new Gossamer gear tent, replaced my Z-Packs. Kurt's got a tarp going over here. That's pretty nice. Yeah. There's our fire pit. We got a area over here. We got some rock outcroppings here. Very nice. This is like dry.
I know. brought some firewood so we can have a fire later.
This is unbelievable. Are you guys having fun yet?
This is actually a very relaxing chair.
This is awesome. What do you guys think of this shelter for the rain? A natural shelter. This is great.
Yeah. We didn't have to pay extra, that's all I'm saying.
Very nice. This is it. Oh yeah, this is gonna taste good. Rick's got the ketchup, mustard, and everything.
How is it?
Good. Looking for the spring at Gibson Gap. It's supposed to be running part of the year. I think it'll probably be flowing right now in the spring. I think it's probably down in here somewhere. Here it is. It's flowing. There's enough here to fill up our bottles if we need to. 3 meter by 3 meter tarp setup that Kurt has. Very nice.
Plenty of space.
He's making some noodles.
I got the Thai noodles. Oh, nice.
The fog is rolling in.
No kidding.
It's only about 5:30. Kurt's having a second dinner. What do you got?
Hot water.
Oh, it looks delicious. Delicious water. We came up here for the views. That's what we got tonight. Fog. Can't even see our camp down there. Look at that. Hey. Kurt got a fire going. We're nice and cozy. That's how you make firewood. You can do it. It's April 28th. Morning, Chris.
Morning.
He's taking down his tent. We're gonna head out of here to Hensley Settlement today. Everybody's packing up.
Chicken will let the daylights out of it.
Here's a pretty sophisticated pulley system for our bags.
Smogan, what's for breakfast? He's got granola bar. Dave, what's for breakfast?
We're gonna have oatmeal. We're gonna have coffee. We got apples.
Chris, what's for breakfast?
Got some coffee. Club bar.
Along the wall, our protective covering. Winter, relax. Have a seat. Oh, that was ridiculous. Mulligan, can you see me? What are you guys doing down there? This is the top of our rock wall. We dropped 4 guys off at Pinnacle. Then Rick and I drove to Ewing and parked at the Civic Park. Eric picked us up at Civic Park, brought us back to Pinnacles, and then we hiked from the Pinnacles to Gibson Gap our first night. We are presently at Gibson Gap, and we are going to hike to Hensley Settlement, which is about 6.1 miles from here, and then we are going to hike about another mile or so to Chadwell Gap. That'll be our camp on Friday night. Kurt, what's for breakfast?
I got a breakfast skillet and some coffee this morning.
Here it is, Mountain House. We are leaving Gibson Gap, heading toward Hensley Settlement. The Ridge Trail, baby. We're heading up the Ridge Trail into the fog. Pretty foggy morning. You surviving back there, Dave?
Oh, feeling great.
Staying dry? Look at those gorgeous views this morning from the Ridge Trail. What do you guys think of this view today?
Oh, gorgeous.
It is. What a view out there. Yeah.
Any better.
It is amazing. There's lots of areas along this trail where you could find shelter under rocks in a heavy rain. Wayne, what's to the right? Kentucky? Virginia to our left?
Kentucky is to our left and Virginia is to our right.
Oh. And Tennessee is behind us.
Tennessee behind us.
I got a foot on both states right now, Virginia and Kentucky. We got a rainy downhill for a while this morning, but it's been up and down most of the morning. And Kurt's behind me. He's doing okay. Everybody's doing okay this morning. Help me! Help me! Help me! This trail definitely isn't flat. There's been very few just flat spots on it. It's either slight grade uphill or downhill. And if it was raining hard, this trail would be a river. Good morning, Wayne. Good morning, Kurt.
Oh, guten Morgen.
What's happening? Gonna take off some layers?
Yep. Bow, 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 bow.
Here they go. We've got a climb coming up. Are you ready? Guess we didn't have to worry about a water source. We got plenty of it flowing today. Using my Gossamer Gear raincoat today. Working pretty good. Look at that. That's cool. Cool view, Kurt.
Yeah, these rocks are gorgeous.
Still raining. Look at that blanket of May apples. That is just gorgeous. What a gorgeous morning. It seems like we've been going uphill most of the morning and some very long uphills on this stretch. This is only the second deadfall on the whole trail. Still raining. Lots of rhododendron. You guys find a nice dry spot? Looks pretty comfy in here.
Yeah, hopefully no bears.
Rick, what do you think, huh?
Really wet.
Guy! Welcome to our abode, Wayne and Kurt.
May we enter?
You may enter our abode.
It's let up a bit, hasn't it, out there?
Yeah, pretty much
It
stopped.
was
Are you guys actually enjoying this right now?
so much fun.
Yeah, actually, it's not
So
bad.
so much fun. Everyone in the world should do this.
There's a millipede. We hit the Indian Rock Trail to the Hensley settlement, 0.6 miles. Now we gotta wait for the rest of the group so they don't miss the turnoff. At the Hensley settlement turnoff, should we check it out? Nobody wants to check out the Hensley settlement?
No, let's head back.
If we have to, we
Okay.
can.
This way, more climbing. I'm gonna get everybody walking by. There's Kurt, there's Dave, Hiker Dave, there's Chris. Here comes Rick, Hiker Man.
Yeah.
And last but not least, Wayne Jordan. Look at this.
But maybe that one? I have no idea.
Hey, Chris. Hello. We've got an unexpected stream crossing at this point. Another stream coming through. We arrived at the Hensley settlement, like a cedar shake building. Pretty quiet today. I don't think there's gonna be any tours running.
Around 1900, Burton Hensley bought 200 acres of land on top of the Cumberland Mountains. In 1903, his daughter Nicey and her husband Sherman and their family moved to the top of the mountain, where other families joined them, forming a small community of about 100 people. For 40 years, they raised animals and traded with others in the area and went to church and school. As improvements came to Appalachia, the settlement remained isolated without roads and electricity, and by the late 1940s, people began leaving, with Sherman Hensley the last to leave in 1951.
Some barns up ahead in the fog. Still got glass in the windows. Got a porch.
We haven't found the
Oh yeah. The old chimney. Here's the cemetery, and I think Hensley is buried in here. There's Hensley 1880 to 1937, and there's Sherman Hensley's and Nicey and Hensley's graves. Sherman Henley 1881 to 1979. A lot of history here. This is the old schoolhouse near the cemetery. It's the old schoolhouse. Pot-bellied stove in there. This is the life. We found a dry place to relax. This is our rest spot from the rain. Here's the inside. It's 2:15. We're leaving the Hensley settlement, heading to Chadwell Gap. Yeah.
Came out here and this is where they lived year round.
It's so pretty out here. This is the mansion. This is a big one. We found a spigot and the lock's off it, so we're filling up at the end of the Hensley settlement. Great place to fill up with water at this little pump. 3 o'clock, we just left Hensley settlement, came up to the Ridge Trail intersection, and we are heading to Sand Cave and White Rocks and Chadwell campsite tonight. This is the Hensley campsite. Good place for the horses. Got a little salamander. We arrived at Chadwell Gap campsite, so it's very close to the Hensley settlement. Feel like a good site?
Yep, I'm good here.
Dave, you got a good site?
The best. The best. Rock solid.
Chadwell Gap.
How do you set these up anyway?
Don't ask me. I'm just a civil engineer. Dave's setting up the gossamer. Need any help? Help me! Chris is getting his tent all set. He's got the fly drying out over on the clothesline.
Oh, I'm getting lightheaded.
Wayne's doing the framework
Yeah.
like a spider web of pole.
Bad shock cords.
Rick's is starting to look like something, taking shape.
Yeah.
Kurt's got a cool setup there. He's going for the low profile rainproof tonight. Kurt's preparing the fire. Whether or Kurt, we wouldn't have any fires on this trip.
White Rock is really something to see. Yes. Hey, I feel pretty good right now.
We're getting a fire going.
Unbelievable.
Rick, what are you making for dinner?
Chicken teriyaki.
Chris?
Mac and cheese.
I'm making Knorr's Alfredo. Gonna add some cheese. Wayne, let me see what you're cooking. Looks delish.
Creamy Knorr.
Creamy chicken.
And it's starting to rain pretty good right now. Delish. Let me see you take a big spoonful.
It's very hot. Yeah. Oh, did you talk about that one?
Got another food bag hanger at this site. Up, up, and away.